How long should I wait before bottling my beer? If you're eager to bottle your homemade beer, but are unsure when the right time is, you're not alone. Let's break down the process to help you determine the perfect moment to bottle your brew. First, it's important to understand that the brewing process involves both active and passive time. The hands-on part, where you're actually brewing, typically takes around 6 to 10 hours spread over a few days. However, the bulk of the time is spent waiting for the beer to ferment and condition. Fermentation time. The fermentation phase is where the yeast does its magic, converting sugars into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process usually lasts between 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the beer style and yeast strain. For example, ales generally ferment faster than lagers. Ales can be ready in as little as 2 to 3 weeks, while lagers may take 6 to 8 weeks or more due to their slower fermentation and cold lagering phase. Conditioning time. After fermentation, the beer needs to condition. This is where the flavors mature and the beer becomes smoother. For ales, you might wait around 4 to 6 weeks before bottling, while lagers could take 2 to 3 months or longer from brew day to bottling. The higher the gravity of the beer, i.e., the more fermentable sugars it contains, the longer it benefits from conditioning. A general rule is to age the beer for about 1 week for every gravity point in the final gravity. Secondary fermentation. Some brewers transfer their beer to a secondary fermenter after the primary fermentation is complete. This can add another week or two to the process. However, a recent trend is to skip the secondary fermentation and leave the beer on the yeast cake for about a month. This method can simplify the process and still yield great results. Bottle conditioning. Once you've bottled your beer, it will need time to carbonate and mature further. Bottle conditioning typically takes 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the priming sugar used. For example, corn sugar usually takes about 2 to 4 weeks, while honey might take a bit longer. It's a good idea to open a bottle every week or so to track the carbonation and flavor development. Final check. Before bottling, make sure the fermentation is complete. You can check this by taking specific gravity readings with a hydrometer. If the readings are stable over a few days, it's a good sign that fermentation is finished. In summary, the time you should wait before bottling your beer can vary significantly based on the type of beer and your brewing method. Generally, expect to wait at least 4 to 6 weeks for ales and 2 to 3 months or more for lagers. Always monitor the fermentation and conditioning process closely to ensure your beer reaches its best flavor and carbonation.